Good morning, ladies. It's hump day, one of my favorite days of the week because that means we are right in the middle and we are coming down the other side. And everyone knows that I love my weekends because I get to spend time with my grandkids and my mother-in-law. And then, of course, I do not work on Sundays and spend time with my husband. So I'm excited that it is, I say that as I'm getting ready to get on a plane to go to a mastermind tomorrow. For my mastermind that I run called Infinite Impact. And so I'm excited to go to Folly Beach in South Carolina, spend some time in Charleston, masterminding with these 7 other ladies. But I can tell you this, today we're talking about, everything that I do, whether it be Lead Up for Women or my coaching programs or my mastermind, we are always focused on, we know that there's a time where you work hard for your money. And then we know where there's a time where you have your money work hard for you. And that's what I love about the BBB that Dawn and Jill's created with Hey Taxi, because it's more than taxes. I think about hailing a cab and having a taxi take me on, in a vehicle. And then once you get in that vehicle, which is your business, where is it taking you? Where are you going with that? Right. So we can either be very successful in our journey, or we can work really, really hard and make a little bit of money because we lose a lot of money, either because we're not charging what we're worth, or it's because we don't have the processes in place to understand how to keep that money or how to invest that money. So there's a lot of pieces in owning a business that I feel fall through the cracks. And that's why Dawn and Jill created this. So Dawn, welcome, first of all, and joining me this morning. And I'd love for you to share with the ladies, talk to us about how you can keep more of your money and where are the holes that you find are most common in women's businesses?
Hey, thanks for having me. I'm really excited to be here. So at Hey Taxi, we focus on the 4 pillars of profitability because most people, especially female business owners, I think tend to focus on the one pillar, which is make more. We all know about making more, right? And running around chasing social media plans and trying to figure out all these different ways to make more money. And that's really important. That is one of our 4 pillars of profitability, but there's 3 other pillars that you need to focus on. And one of the really important ones is keeping more.
Yeah.
Right. You can make more, but keep more of what you make. And there's a lot of different aspects of that. And it's not just taxes, although when we started Hey Taxi, we were really focused on communicating that to women because we knew that was a missing piece for most female entrepreneurs. We knew that that was a missing piece. I'm sorry. We have, excuse me. Can you?
That's okay. Don't worry about it. This is the beautiful part about Dawn is she can work from anywhere. She's worked from Barcelona. She's worked from Spain. She's worked from her home. She created a business that allows her to work from anywhere, which is exactly what all of us want, the freedom, right? And she's done this 9 times over, $10 million businesses. So Dawn's a great teacher for us to be listening to. In fact, I'm attending her boot camp next week because I want to see if there's areas that I should have been focusing on in my business that I'm not already. You could build a very successful business and still have a whole bunch of holes. If you don't plug those, it's going to drain out very quickly.
It does. It does in a lot of different ways. It does. Think about it. Just go and look at your credit card everything that hits your credit card monthly. This is just a little tip for you, right? How many of those subscriptions are you actually using? And how many have you outgrown or you're not using anymore? I was talking to one gal, she had 4 different CRMs she was paying for monthly and she wasn't using any of them. So right there, so it's about taxes, and there are major tax strategies that you should be taking advantage of, and a lot that you should be doing just with basic record keeping and understanding what it is that you're allowed to write off and understanding what you can create as a legitimate write-off just by understanding the rules. And so we do a lot of that in our Texas and Tequila program, which we have one coming up in November, but in our Business Builders Boot Camp, which is coming up next week, October 26th, 27th, and 28th for just 1 hour a night. We're gonna kind of do a quick audit of your business and identify where some of these holes might be. We'll do on day 1, we focus on making it legitimate, making it official. So, your entity structure, your sole proprietor, LLC, partnership, close C Corp, like what are you? And maybe look at some different options for that and some pros and cons in either way. What you should do for good business management practices, just basics, set up a bank account, have your own credit card, like some basics, and then some more advanced things like anything. Number two, we talk all about making it professional, both on and offline. Online professional image is so important right now. And so we talk a lot about shining online on Zoom and how to have an amazing email signature and your Zoom backdrop, a million things. Day three, we talk about making it profitable. And that's where we start digging into some of these juicy tax tips and tax strategies that you may not even be thinking about, and so much more. There's so much more we cover because it's not just taxes that can help you keep more of what you work so hard to earn. And then we do also talk about the two other pillars, which is access more vetted resources and coaches and community and support and training and materials, and how important that is to your profitability, and belief. Belief in yourself. And finding, if you don't have belief in yourself, finding somebody else who will pour that belief into you and believe for you until you can believe for yourself. It's a big part of your profitability, because when you show up confident, when you show up certain, because certainty is sexy, right? When you show up like that, people will buy from you. People will follow you. People want to be with people who are certain. So belief is a really big deal. It's a really big part of your profitability. I bet you've never even thought about it that way, right? I know you have, Colleen, but most other people, like what? Belief and profitability? What do they have to do with each other?
Well, I can tell you, in all my years of coaching, and I've been doing this for 22 years, if an individual owner of a business does not believe in themselves, does not believe in their product, is not completely 1,000% in and burned all the boats of escape or retreat, they're not successful. You have to be so all in that someone, it's like believing in Santa Claus. Someone would have to really try and convince you as a child he wasn't real, because you actually believe that fat man came down your chimney and was able to reach every single children's home in one evening. And all of his reindeer and him ate all of the stuff you left for him and all the cookies and drank the milk. You know, like, a parents wouldn't let a stranger like that in our house. And what did you do if you didn't have a chimney? But for some reason, we were so convinced, because that's what we wanted to believe. That's how convinced you need to be about your business, that it is exactly what everyone needs.
And it was in our best interest to believe in Santa Claus, for sure.
It
like,
was.
Come on, people. It's in your best interest to believe in yourself and your business. And you do need to be all in. You do need to have that belief. And if you don't have it right now, you need to go find community support, coaches, whoever it is that will believe for you and with you until you can believe for yourself. That's what Hey Taxi is about. That's what Lead Up for Women is about.
Yeah.
That's what these communities are about. Right?
Yeah. And the reason why I love your community and I'm part of it is because Lead Up for Women does a lot of promoting. We do a book club and we focus on personal development, but everything in Lead Up for Women is about building your confidence, is about promoting you and your brand and getting you out there on camera and in front of everyone constantly, right? On every platform in many, many, many different ways, writing it down in the magazine, teaching a masterclass. That's what it's all about. Hey Taxi is not about that. I want you guys to all know that. That's why it's very important to be members of different communities. For $6.99, October 26th through 28th, 7 to 8 at night, 1 hour of your evening for 3 nights in a row. You can write off the $6.99 because it's business training, and that's exactly what you're going to get. It's an audit. It's for you to sit down for 3 hours that week and say, where do I need to focus in my business? And then you can decide, all right, how do I move forward on how I focus on this in my business? Does Hey Taxi have those for me? Does Lead Up Women have those for me? Does this other community have this for me? Do I now go back to the coach I'm working with and say, I found these holes in my business. I need to get a plan together with you to help me focus on this, right? When you're aware of what's going on in your business, step number 1, then you have to choose to do something about it. Once you decide to choose to do something about it, which is now you're aware because you chose to go to this BBB, now you choose to want to do something about it. The third step is you must commit. You must commit to the change. So then you have to commit. And what are you going to do about that? Hey Taxi is a great community because they're constantly all month long taking all those holes and helping you fill them so that you have a sound business within the year, right? Of all the areas that you were uneducated in. We do not fall into entrepreneurship educated on how to run every business out there. You have to learn over time. And that's what this is about, learning how to run your business.
Most of us fall into entrepreneurship completely uneducated and completely unprepared for most of the things that it requires to run a business. We just fall in love with coaching. We fall in love with helping people. We fall in love with a product. We fall in love and we want to do that thing. But we didn't come to it with an MBA. We didn't come to it with a CPA. And we didn't actually come to it with an intent to have a business. We're accidental entrepreneurs. And so now there's some catch-up work to do, right?
Yeah. So now it's time to catch up. So if you want to audit your business, really look at the areas. I highly suggest the BBB. The link is in the comments section. We hope that you guys all join us October 26th through the 28th. It's $6.99. And if you cannot afford the $6.99, please DM me. Please email me at info@leadupforwomen.com. I will gift you the $6.99. It's that cheap. So thank you, Dawn, for being with us today. If you guys don't show up, you're missing the boat on an opportunity to audit your business like you've never done before. So thanks, Dawn, for being with us, ladies. Have a great rest of your week. And we'll see you again in the spotlight soon. Bye-bye, everyone.